Chapter 3. Autumn settled over Halifax like a slow exhale. The leaves along the waterfront blazed red and gold, crunching underfoot as Declan and Azalea walked hand in hand through the crisp evening air. The salty tang of the harbor mingled with the warm scent of roasted chestnuts from a vendor's cart, wrapping the city in a patchwork of sensations that felt almost too perfect to be real. Declan loved this time of year. It was the season of cozy sweaters, steaming mugs of coffee, and late-night walks lit by the glow of street lamps. But mostly, he loved it because of her. The way Azalea's pink hair glimmered like a pastel flame against the autumn backdrop, the sound of her laughter carried on the wind. "Tonight is perfect," Azalea said softly, squeezing his hand. "The air, the lights, and you," Declan smiled. "It wouldn't be perfect without you." Azalea was breathtaking that night. She wore a soft cream sweater tucked into a flowing burgundy skirt that swirled around her knees with every step. A delicate silver bracelet shimmered on her wrist, and around her neck rested her beloved butterfly necklace, a small, constant piece of her heart. Her outfit was finished with warm brown boots and a light scarf patterned with tiny flowers, perfectly suited for the crisp autumn air. Tonight was their date night, a promise they'd made to each other amid the chaos of school and work. One evening each week dedicated entirely to them. Tonight, Declan had chosen something different. Instead of their usual corner at Glitter Bean Cafe, he led Azalea downtown to the Bicycle Thief, the cozy waterfront restaurant where, only days earlier, he had sat with Ryan. It was there that Ryan had urged him to stop hiding his feelings and take a chance on love, even though Ryan hadn't known who Declan's heart truly belonged to. Declan appreciated that advice more than Ryan could ever know. Without it, he might never have found the courage to cross the waterfront and tell Azalea everything. Azalea tilted her head as they approached the restaurant. "We've never been here together before. It's beautiful." Declan nodded, his throat tight. "Yeah, it means a lot to me." Azalea didn't know the full story of that night, but as they stepped inside together, Declan felt a quiet thrill of coming full circle. This was the place where fear had been replaced by courage, and now by love. The restaurant glowed warmly, its wide windows framing the dark shimmer of the harbor beyond. Candles flickered between them as they settled into a corner booth, Azalea's eyes bright with excitement. Declan couldn't stop smiling. Only days ago, he had been trembling with uncertainty in this very spot, and now he was here with the woman who had changed his life forever. Over dinner, they shared stories and laughter, the outside world fading away until it was only the two of them. Azalea told him about her latest art project, her hands fluttering as she described her ideas with passion. "I just want people to feel something when they look at my work," Azalea said earnestly. "Even if it's just for a moment. Emily's been giving me advice. She's a senior now, so she's been through this stage already." "They will," Declan said, reaching across the table to squeeze her hand. "Your art has heart. People will feel that." Declan, in turn, shared funny tales of his shifts at Sobeys Mumford Road, the eccentric regulars, the occasional chaos of a misplaced grocery display, and the quiet pride he felt in building a routine for himself. "I still can't believe you work there," Azalea said with a playful grin. "Every time I see marshmallow cereal now, I think of you." "Hey," Declan said, mock-offended, "it's classic comfort food." Their laughter blended with the low hum of the restaurant. For a moment, Declan wished he could stop time completely, trapping this perfect evening like a photograph. Sitting across from Azalea, he felt a warmth so deep, it was almost overwhelming, as if everything in his life had been leading to this moment. After dinner, they strolled through the public gardens, the lanterns casting golden pools of light over winding paths. The night air was cool and crisp, carrying the scent of fallen leaves and distant seawater. Azalea paused by a fountain, her reflection shimmering alongside the rippling water. "Do you ever think about the future?" she asked quietly, almost as if afraid to disturb the stillness. "It's strange being a junior and realizing senior year is right around the corner." "All the time," Declan admitted. "I think about where we'll be a year from now, 5 years from now." She turned to face him, her eyes shining. "And what do you see?" He took a deep breath, tucking a loose strand of her pink hair behind her ear. "I see us. No matter where we are or what we're doing, I see you with me." Azalea's breath hitched, her hand tightening around his. "Good, because I see that too." As they walked on, Declan's thoughts turned inward. He liked his job at Sobeys, it gave him structure and independence, but deep down, he wanted more. Sobeys was a good start, but not the destination. He envisioned building a career in his field, using his major to create something lasting, something that would let him give Azalea the life she deserved. He glanced at her beside him, her laughter drifting through the night like music, and silently promised himself, "I'll work for that future. For her. For us." They continued along the winding paths, talking about dreams and hopes for the future. Azalea admitted how surreal it felt to be a junior, with senior year so close on the horizon. "Emily keeps telling me to just enjoy this year while I can," she said with a soft laugh. "And with you, it already feels easier, like I'm not facing it alone." Declan squeezed her hand gently. "You'll never face anything alone. Even if I'm not on campus like Emily, I'm always here for you." Her expression softened, and she leaned her head briefly against his shoulder. "I know. That's what makes me feel ready for whatever comes next." "It's because I believe in you," he said simply. "More than you know." That moment of closeness deepened their connection, weaving their hopes and dreams into something unbreakable. Their night ended with a walk along the waterfront, Halifax's skyline glittering across the dark water. A street musician played a soulful tune nearby, his violin echoing through the night. Declan stopped suddenly, pulling Azalea into a spontaneous dance beneath the string lights. She laughed, breathless. "Declan, people are watching." "Let them," he said, twirling her with a dramatic flourish. "They should see how lucky I am." Her cheeks flushed pinker than her hair as she melted into his arms. "You're ridiculous," she whispered, though her smile betrayed her happiness. "I'm ridiculous about you," Declan replied softly, making her blush even deeper. As they swayed together, Declan felt an overwhelming certainty. These nights, these small, perfect moments, were the foundation of something greater. Even amid the challenges they faced, their love was strong enough to build a future on. Walking Azalea back to her dorm, they lingered under the archway by the entrance, reluctant to say goodnight. The street lamp overhead cast a golden glow around them, wrapping the moment in quiet intimacy. Azalea traced a heart on his palm with her fingertip, a secret message only he could feel. "I wish we could freeze time," she said softly. "Stay in this moment forever." Declan cupped her face gently and kissed her forehead. "We can't freeze time, but we can make sure moments like this never stop happening." "Promise me," she whispered. "I promise," he said without hesitation. She smiled, though her eyes shimmered with emotion, and hugged him tightly before slipping inside. As Declan walked back to his car, the cool night air filled his lungs, carrying the scent of the sea and the lingering warmth of her touch. He paused for a moment, looking back toward the dorm, where Azalea's light glowed softly in her window. He thought of the bicycle thief, How, only days ago, he had sat there trembling with uncertainty as Ryan encouraged him to take a leap of faith. Ryan hadn't even known Azalea's name, yet his words had changed everything. And now, Declan was living the result of that leap. Climbing into his car, Declan smiled to himself. One date night at a time, he whispered into the darkness, a vow only he could hear. He didn't know what the future held, but he knew one thing with absolute certainty. He and Azalea were building something beautiful, one date night at a time.